Hello and welcome to my marriage interview with my lovely mother and father. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Mike, Kayleigh's dad.
I'm Stephanie, Kayleigh's mom.
Yeah. So, when did you get married?
August 3rd of 91
At 4 o'clock.
At 4 o'clock.
in Groton, Massachusetts.
It was a Saturday.
Do you remember it like it was just yesterday?
Yes.
Yes.
Sacred Heart Church, Main Street, Groton, Massachusetts.
So,
Sweating profusely. Yep.
sweating profuse.
130 guests
Yeah.
or so.
Wow, so popular. So, your anniversary is coming up. How many years?
25 years.
25 years. This is crazy. How did you know that he or she was the one for you?
I didn't.
He didn't.
Okay.
He had to be coerced.
Well, your mother's 10 years younger than I am, and I was in college after I got out of the Navy, and so it was, I was just thinking she was awfully young,
And he hated Massachusetts.
and I did. I could not wait to get back to the great state of New Mexico.
Yes, which is why you ended up here in
Right.
Tennessee. What are some of the highlights that you guys have experienced in your marriage?
Birth of Connor.
That's it? Just Connor?
Well, some of the highlights. So that's the first. That was the
Okay,
first.
Okay.
Not in order of importance.
Right, not in order of importance. I'd already purchased a house before we got married, so we didn't get to do that initially together.
We did
but
this one, though.
We did this one.
What you did?
So that's one of the highlights. October 7th of 93, we moved into this house, and we've been here ever since.
I
But
forgot the other kids.
okay.
Yeah,
Not in order of importance. So Connor was the first one. That was pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember when I drove home from the hospital, I went so slow.
He went
And
so
he
slow to the hospital also.
Yes.
To the hospital.
Well,
was
only because I
distressing.
hit every red light in the city of Champaign-Urbana.
He did.
It was early in the morning, too, on a Sunday.
5 or so.
Yeah.
It was Palm Sunday
Palm
when Connor was born.
Right.
Wow.
And then, pretty exciting, Morgan came along after we moved here. So that would have been in, I forgot what year she was born.
Thursday, November 3rd, 1994,
Yep.
Do you
And
remember what time?
9:54.
right.
That's impressive.
I have the scrubs, at least the shirt part of the scrubs that I wore, that the nurses put Morgan's, after they did her footprint on the birth record, they actually put it on the set of scrubs, and I gave that to your mom as a Mother's Day present several years ago.
Then this one
And then Kayleigh came along,
on a Monday in the wee hours,
wee hours.
1 in the morning ish.
Sorry.
I was up all night.
Came out red as a beet.
Oh, good.
And so they rushed to try to figure out if anything was wrong. Turns out nothing was wrong. Just fine.
Tristan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sunday.
Well,
Super Bowl Sunday.
I was trying to think, what was... When you were born, they had just implemented a new kidnap the baby
Don't kidnap
early
the
warning
baby.
system.
Kidnap
Don't
the
kidnap the
baby.
baby. So I walked up close to a window on the second floor, and it actually set off an alarm when you were born, which I thought, how many people throw the kid out the second floor window? I guess to an awaiting car or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that was pretty exciting.
And Connor and Morgan were very excited. Well, Connor was excited a little bit after he got over the fact that you were a girl and not a boy.
Yes,
Connor was a little upset.
he was a little upset. He wanted to put you back.
Wow.
And then, 10 years later, Super Bowl Sunday, Patriots lost to the Giants the first time.
But Tristan was born
And Tristan was born just there in the third quarter.
about 9ish at night.
Yep.
Sorry, later kids. We don't remember the time.
9ish.
And let's see, what else?
Your dad became a Catholic
I did.
before you were born.
Oh,
right,
that's
before you were
another
born.
question.
Oops.
What role has faith played in your marriage?
You don't want to hear about the other happy moments.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I just thought I would segue into that
Okay,
next section.
great segue.
great
Sorry.
segue. Good. Yeah, through RCIA, converted to Catholicism.
I remember
And
when? 97?
ooh,
It was before Kayleigh was born.
yeah, Judy was the lead
The RCIA coordinator.
RCIA coordinator.
I'd say that was 97 is my guess.
Yeah, about that point. So it's been almost 20 years.
Celebrate good times. Come on. All right. So, what about difficulties?
None. Zero.
No difficulties. Absolutely none.
Not at all.
It's been a breeze.
It has been.
Yeah. No, there's.
He left me in a cornfield
I did
as a newlywed.
as a newlywed.
Oh,
Yep.
Good job.
Well, it wasn't
And
that
I
I
was
left her unintentionally. She asked to get out of the car, and I said okay,
And then he left me.
and then left her there.
You
I
asked
had
for
only
it,
been there a
though.
week. I didn't even know how to get home. I had to follow the sun.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody picked you up in a van.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Yep. Left me in a
Yep.
cornfield. I would not have asked to stop if he hadn't started it.
That was a fascinating place, Champaign,
He's changing the subject. Let's see what else.
Urbana. Let's see. The work and the rotating shift work and the stresses of working for TVA sometimes have caused difficulties.
He's non-confrontational.
I am. I do not like to
I
fight.
don't have that issue.
I know.
Yes.
I'm the confront to his non-confront.
There's a balance.
I get mad once every, 4 or 5 years?
4 or 5 years.
Yep.
So it's always just her fault.
No, no way.
It is always my fault. He has a very good skill at making it always my fault.
I come by it naturally.
What a skill
But no,
to
I
have.
typically don't raise my voice. I'm not prone to violent outbursts, yelling or screaming.
No, because you're what do you call it? Passive aggressive.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that causes some difficulties.
And I'm a bully.
Would you
And that
consider
goes-
yourself to be passive aggressive as well?
No, I'm
Are you
aggressive
sure?
all the time.
Aggressive,
Just aggressive.
Just aggressive.
Aggressive.
Aggressive. It works.
Yes. But we work very well together. It's almost a yin and a yang. I mean,
High five.
your mother's a consummate planner. Yeah, I mean, back to one of those wonderful, when we landed in Hawaii, that gave, with the exception of Tristan, everybody 49 states. I mean, that's a pretty remarkable achievement, 49 states, and then all the touring and all of that travel, and that's all based on your mom. All the planning.
He drives.
I drive.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
Yeah.
I read
It
the
is.
map and he goes to it.
Sometimes.
Well,
I
sometimes
mean,
Yeah.
sometimes he's like,
Yeah.
no, I'll go my own way.
And then it takes longer.
Yeah, it does.
It always does.
Let's see. What would be your advice to high school students?
Study.
I mean, talking about like marriage.
Don't get
Like
married in high
finding,
school.
Finish
finding
college
the
fir-
one.
Finish college first.
Yes.
Finish college
Yeah,
first.
get through the undergrad first would be my recommendation. And if you meet your significant other while you're doing that, that's fine, but go into it with eyes open, especially nowadays with the amount of debt that you tend to accumulate as a result of your undergraduate education. Go into that with an understanding that you know, that's going to put pressure and stress on the relationship sometimes if you don't address it up front. I would wait for kids, but then that's only because I was in my 30s.
No, what you need to do is discuss kids.
Talk about it. Plan it out.
No, just decide whether or not you
Oh,
both
well,
want children.
because you didn't want kids, did you?
No,
And we weren't going to get married.
we weren't going to get married.
Because of that?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
What was the point?
Look at you. Yeah, all right. But look at you now.
Yes, now
He
I
changed
have
his
more.
mind.
You got 4 kids. So,
He changed his mind before we got engaged.
Yes.
all right. Yeah.
You got to work through some stuff before. It's not all rainbows and unicorns. There are certain conversations you got to have. We
communicate.
talked about religion. We talked about children. We talked about jobs.
Graduate school,
Yep,
law
careers.
school, lots of stuff. But yeah, you have to have the discussion up front. Obviously, you're not going to know everything up front, but
Because your dad didn't know what a true joy I am.
no.
Right.
And if I'd have known how much I like kids, I'd probably have 6 or 7.
Oh, that's so many. So many.
But
I
look
do
at
love
you,
kids.
My beautiful little buttercup.
Wow, how nice. So, how would you say that your lives have changed and how you have grown into the wonderful people that you are today?
We never have money,
You never have money.
but it's money well spent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Different than if we didn't get married.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't think if I didn't marry your mother, I probably wouldn't have had kids. I can't imagine having kids with anybody but your mom.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she's pretty smart. If you're gonna choose a mate, go smart.
Go
Yeah.
smart.
Go smart.
A mate.
Yes.
To get back to the
Yeah.
animal side of things, when
Yeah.
choosing your mate,
Yes. Go smart.
you can date the dumb ones, just don't marry them.
Yeah. Party with the. Yeah. Never mind.
Sorry, sister.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What else? What was the question? We strayed.
That's just how
different.
your lives have changed.
Wow. It's just.
It cycles. There are highs and lows, and the highs are really high, and sometimes the lows really stink.
Well, and you talked to some of my friends when we went back to Albuquerque last couple of weeks ago, and you know, you were wondering how in the world did somebody who did all that as a kid grow up to be just a middle of the road suburban white collar.
So you believe that people can change?
Oh yes.
But not because of someone else.
No, I think you have to want to.
That's the other thing. When you're
Understand.
choosing your future spouse, don't think you're gonna change them.
Good point.
So, but I think, my life has changed. There are some that remember me from 30, 40 years ago that don't. When the newspaper article came out that a Mike Howard was killed in a holdup, my mother was called and said they were really sorry to hear it, but they kind of figured I'd go that way. She was.
My parents never got those kind of calls.
No. And it was a surprise to them to find out, no, he's just a nerdy engineer that lives in Tennessee of all places.
Hey. This has been lovely. I hope you guys, our lovely viewers, have thoroughly enjoyed this interview with these people. So, thank you and good night.